Dear Misty, I have aspirations of becoming an MC. I'm a regular performer and love to entertain, but when I get on the microphone I just freeze up and don't know what to say. Do you have any advice for me? Okay, yes. I know a lot of girls who, once they get that microphone, they freeze. And they don't know what to say. My advice for you is, get the audience involved. You know, I've been to shows where girls get, "Hi everybody," and it's snore time. You have to put yourself in their shoes. What would you want to see? What do you enjoy? What makes a good MC in your opinion? And emulate the people that you look up to. The bad thing with that is sometimes we find ourselves saying the things of people that we are around. The bad thing with that is occasionally we start to emulate the people that we look up to, and it's one of those things that we just can't help. For example, a lot of people have confessed to me that they can't help but sing people that they've heard me introduce. Like, I'll introduce, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the most beautiful girl in the world, Misty Eyez." And people will be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't introduce you without singing your name." Or one of the girls that I usually introduce, if I sing their names, a lot of people are like, "I have to sing their name now, it's the rules." And it's okay, I don't mind it. I'm rubbing off on people, and that's a good thing, right? But yes, when you're an MC, the worst part for me is when you have to stall. That's when I start to panic. It's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage." Oh, she's not ready? Okay. So one of the best things to do is poke fun at yourself. Like, for example, sometimes I'm like, "I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's my first day." Or I'll joke around and be like, "Thank God for alcohol because I'm actually agoraphobic and I don't even like people. I don't want to talk to you, but I'm being paid to." Or, make fun of yourself and let the audience know that, oh, things are going wrong. And then especially in a drag show, I'm like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are having testicular difficulties." Happens sometimes when you put a man in a dress. But also, I think a lot of times the audience loves to be made fun of. So, if you do have a stretch, walk out in the audience and be like, "Oh my goodness, what's going on? Who's never been here before?" Or, "Do we have any virgins in our audience?" Or something of that nature. And just poke fun at the audience. Make fun of their clothes. Tell them that they're wearing cheap Walmart, Kmart, or swap shop clothes. They got on the flea market or Goodwill, or, "Oh my gosh, I was just at Goodwill. I almost bought that shirt. I'm so glad you did." Or something like that, And it's so funny because sometimes when I'm really feeling it and I'm making fun of somebody hardcore, sometimes they come up and tip you like 10s and 20s, and they're like, "Thank you so much. I had so much fun. You made me." And it's weird. I don't know why people love to be made fun of, but they do. Also, if you're stretching, know the nights, if you're working in a club, know the nights that happen the rest of the nights of the week. Like, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we have $3 Long Island iced teas every Thursday. Or, come see us on Growl Fridays. It's our bear night where body hair is in. Or, also little tiny stretches. You could always say, "Make some noise for your spotlight guy, make some noise for your DJs, make some noise for your bartender." Also, a lot of times the audience gets involved when you're talking about current events. Did you see on the news, or did you guys see the latest Lindsay Lohan or whatever is happening? Like, did you hear that? Whatever. I don't really have advice. My number one advice, I guess, overall would be have fun. As an MC, you have to have fun. And it's probably the most stressful job in the show because you have to deal with the bartenders, you have to deal with the managers, you have to deal with the DJs, and you have to deal with the people in the show. And people are telling you, "Stall, she's not ready yet," or "Go," or "Go faster," or "Go slower," or "Stretch." And you just have to act like nothing is going wrong. Like everything is perfect. And that is your number one job as an MC. To keep the audience going, keep the audience excited, and not let them see anything is happening. I've emceed major events in front of 30,000 people where a lot of shit went on. For example, I hosted an event where we had a superstar, world famous singer who decided to go on the stage in advance when she was supposed to. And she's like, I'm going on stage or I'm leaving. And unfortunately had to kick off the person on the stage to go. So it was basically what I'm saying is it ruined everyone backstage. It ruined all the stage managers and everyone. We were all basically juggling this national headliner and catering to her every need. And unfortunately, we also had another national headliner who I guess was not as big on stage, and we had to be like, okay, come here, and pull him off the stage and be like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, the diva. And I was so upset with her because she basically crashed the whole show, but nobody in the audience knew. And it was my job to bring her on and off the stage. And she was an amazing singer, a powerhouse. Like, you've seen her headline everywhere. And I'm not going to say her name because it doesn't matter, but I remember at the end, she had sang like 6 or 7 songs. And I welcomed her off. I'm like, if you loved her, make some noise. And she sang her heart out in the stage lights, and she basically collapsed into me. And I sat there for like 5-6 minutes and just hugged her on stage. And I'm like, don't you love Fort Lauderdale? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, Fort Lauderdale, if you love her, make some noise. And I was basically stalling because she could not move. And I had to get someone basically on the stage to help carry her off or limp her off because she was like collapsed. But nobody knew that either. And that was my job, you know, blah, 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 make some noise, Fort Lauderdale, gay pride, whatever. And that is a lot of pressure for an MC because you have to make sure everything is going perfect and wonderful, and you have to make sure it's smooth. Also, I've been to a lot of events where the number one thing I hate about an MC is when they don't get people excited. In that you have someone over there going, welcome to the stage, British singer, and then there's no intro, outro. It's like, okay, you're reading a piece of paper and that sucks, you know. So like a lot of times, even if I don't know the British singer, like last year, for example, I introduced some guy that I'd never even heard of, who was, I guess, from England and had a #1 song, Billboard Top 10 or whatever. And I'm like, what's the name of the song? And are you singing it today? And he was like, yes. And I'm like, okay. And so, you're a Billboard recording artist. You're from England. Your name is so and so. And I'm like, so when I'm like, hey everybody, you ready to hear a Billboard top singer? Make some noise! And they like screamed. And I'm like, okay. He's a national recording artist. He's all the way from England. Please give him a Fort Lauderdale welcome and welcome to the stage. And I said his name. I don't remember what it was now. And that's hype. You have to bring them onto the stage. You have to make people excited, even if it's nothing. It's like, hey, you want a free nothing? Here you go. Especially for Pride. A lot of times the entertainers are nobodies and or wannabe somebodies and or future somebodies because they're volunteering their time. You know, it's a charity show basically. It's, you know, they have to pay $45,000 to shut down the street. They're not paying entertainers. So it's, you just have to make something out of nothing. And an MC responsibility is probably the most important responsibility of the show. However, you don't have to stress out so much. You know, I can honestly say that I love MCing, but there are definite times when I enjoy just showing up and performing and bailing. You know, I often like it when I don't have to MC. Although people make me MC almost every show I go to, and I don't mind. You know, but the big important thing is, I guess, as a summary, as a wrap-up, #1, have fun. #2, make fun of yourself, make fun of the audience. And #3, remember facts going around the club. Make shout-outs to the bartender, the DJ, the spotlight guy. And, hey, we're going to have superstar so-and-so coming next week. I think that's what makes a good MC. Just try not to stress. And that's that. Anyways, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.